Libra. Slow and steady wins the race this month, but don't mistake slow progress for lack of movement. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to your July monthly tarot reading. If you're new to this channel, welcome to Universal Wisdom Tarot. And if you're returning, thank you for your continued support. If you enjoy these readings, take a quick second to click that subscribe button. It's free, and it means you'll never miss your spiritual guidance. This month is about emotional growth, powerful endings, and stepping into a more aligned future. Stick around. Let's see what the cards reveal. Hey there, beautiful Libra souls. Welcome to your July monthly reading. Please note that this is an intuitive general reading, which means it's for the collective, all right? So some messages will resonate, others won't. If it's your reading, great. If it's not your reading, maybe hopefully the next one is, or there's another one for another one of your signs, sun, moon, or rising, right? All right, let's get the cards out and we'll connect to the energies. All right, Libra. Your overarching energy for the month is the Temperance card. It's called Balance here, but this is definitely the Temperance card. And you have some interesting, I want to say some interesting energy on the table here. You have, in your main messages, you have the Knight of Fire. So that's the Knight of Wands. You have the Page of Pentacles, Page of Earth, it's called in this deck. You have the Two of Water, which is the Two of Cups, and you have the 10 of Cups. Okay, so you have 2 cups here. You have a little bit of fire energy, a little bit of earth energy here. But definitely feeling like something is aligning for you really nicely in this month. That is what this whole month is about. It's a steady alignment, okay? Feeling confident about this alignment. Something is coming together, all right? And this all comes as a result of you finding your balance, okay? Or you are finding your balance in whatever this is that's coming together for you. The Balance card, the Temperance card, is a card of patience, but it's also a card of saying sometimes for things to come together properly or to come together in a nicer way, we need to compromise. So it is a card of that. It is also a card of moderation, not swinging from one side too far or the other side too far of the pendulum, right? Being in the middle, being more moderate, being more compromising, having a bit more self-control. So in the month of July, it's all about you finding your balance. And when you find your balance, something aligns for you, whether that's your career, whether that's your love life, whether it's just happiness in general. I feel like something comes together. So when something comes together, we have this beautiful feeling of harmony, of healing, perhaps for some of you, some patience, and really some divine timing is really implied here. Okay. Now, for some of you, if so far in the year life has felt rushed, it's been chaotic, or, maybe there's been some, I don't know, I want to say some emotional intensity. Okay. Then this month asks you really to slow down and trust the process. Trust that things align in divine timing. Trust that things align and come together for you in the right way when you are more balanced. Okay, this can be in any area of your life. This could be in your career, as I said. It could be in your love life. You do have the Two of Cups and the Ten of Cups there, so for many of you, it will be related to your love life, particularly because of the fact that those two cards are in the main messages and not the clarifiers. Okay, so I feel like something starts to really come together for you for a change. All right, now. Listen, you are the sign of balance because you are Libra. So you are the scales, right? You're the scales of justice. That's finding the middle ground. So this doesn't feel foreign to you in the least. Okay. All just to say that more particularly now than any other month, you are, you know, I feel like there is a need for, bit more harmony or seeking some equilibrium. Why? Because things might have been hectic and crazy for you, and that's not the norm. You like when things are more balanced. You like when there's a better sense of, things being more even keeled. Okay. Now, if that's been chaotic, not, this healing will come to you. It doesn't happen to you necessarily immediately, but I feel like there is a sense of recalibration that does take place over the month. Okay. I feel like your goals, whether they are relationship, career, or financial, or what have you, and maybe even your own energy level starts to balance out, start to get the equilibrium there. So I feel like this month really says that, your moderation, your control, your compromise, your leveling of things out. This is the rewards that you receive. Okay. There's thoughtful decision and trusting that what is meant for you is already finding its way to you, my friends. Okay, I feel that for some of you, you need to just be wise with your words and how you choose your words carefully. Um, but regardless, you should be taking some time to think about your words, doing some little introspection. Okay, I know that you're quite. I know that you're quite balanced in general, but it's still important for you to choose those words, to be careful in those words. And if you cannot find the balance in your words, then it's better to remain mum. Okay. All right. Okay. I just feel like for some of you, it's going to be the effect of the Mercury retrograde that's occurring in this month. But in any event, I feel like it's still a good time for you to think about that and do a little bit of introspection on what you're going to talk about. All right. Now, I would say, it is a month of quiet activities if you are doing anything. So, reading, doing artwork, bird watching for some people. Okay. It's a bit more of a month where you're trying to maintain your sense of balance or get it back from the hecticness of whatever happened maybe previously. Now, we start the month with the Knight of Wands clarified by the Six of Swords and the Four of Swords. So feeling quite passionate and confident and adventurous with that Knight of Wands. So you want to begin the month with movement, but not the reckless kind of movement. You want that more smooth sailing type of movement with that Six of Swords. You want that progressive movement that is taking you sort of navigating things smoothly, quietly, softly, really in a more slower fashion, but being very careful and cautious that you don't hit any rough patches or any bumps. All right. And this movement could even mean moving literally for somebody. Maybe you're thinking or planning a move. Okay. So, change of city, change of building, change of house, what have you. Okay. So I feel like you are eager to move forward and leave something behind, or maybe to pursue some kind of new adventure in the first week. And you're transitioning away from sort of the stress and moving into the calmer waters. So if, as I said, if anything was hectic before, you're sort of, trying to move into the more calmer waters in the first week. I feel like some of you, if you're not moving, you're actually going to be traveling in this month. You're definitely changing environments. And I feel like you could be as simple as changing your mindset. Okay, it doesn't have to be a physical move, it can be a shift of your mind. All right. Now, for those of you that may want to change your job or your career, or just walk away from working with someone else, let's say, to start your own business. Whatever your case is, I feel like the message of the first week is clear, is that progress doesn't always require consistent action. Okay. It's that slow, steady kind of action that is, still going to make you successful. And the other thing, the message I'm getting from my guides is that sometimes the bravest move or the best move that you can make is to choose some peace for yourself. Okay. That's helpful in regaining your equilibrium. All right. Second week is the Page of Pentacles, clarified by the Three of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. Now I think more action starts to develop for you. An opportunity here begins to develop for you. You are more prepared as this Page of Pentacles. You're more cheerful. You're open to getting some communication, some interesting communication for yourself. You're willing to work with others in that Three of Pentacles. So there's more action here. Okay. The opportunity that begins to develop, I feel, involves some type of work, maybe some type of learning. Obviously a new project is going on here, or some kind of something that could result in some better finances for you. I do feel that somebody does get an opportunity here, like it's almost like a stunning career opportunity presents itself. You may not take it right away, but I feel like in the second week it kind of shows up. I feel like with this Page of Pentacles, he's got the letter in his hand. You see the letter in his hand that he's holding, and it's like bright and shiny, and it's like, there's the opportunity right there for you. It's very stunning. Okay. So, I feel like if this is what you have wanted, that's your situation, and that's what you've been waiting for, then be ready to say yes. Okay. Now, I don't know if you'll say yes in this month or not, but my guides are saying just be ready, be ready. Okay. It's going to be an opportunity for you to collaborate, certainly. And it's something that feels very familiar to you. Okay. So now some of you, that just could be reconnect from with someone from the past, or somebody from a past job or a past career. Maybe that person shows up all of a sudden out of the blue, or you're revisiting maybe an old goal. Okay. But I just feel like you find support in people who generally want to see you succeed. Okay. So if they're generally there for your best interest. So in this second week, whatever starts, right, and it starts small, has the potential to become something very meaningful later on. Getting into the third week, we have the Two of Cups, the Five of Pentacles, and the Chariot card. Now, remember I said that for some of you, this might be about finding balance and compromise in your love life. The alignment for you could be love related. The Two of Cups is the card of partnership. It's a card of commitment. It's a card of reconciliation. It's got two people on there, right? It's about relationships and partnerships, and relationships could be love. Some of them could be business or work related or just your family in general, but some of you, it will be love related. Okay, so I feel like the energy here starts to increase and you start to enjoy the good things that happen in July, especially in the Northern Hemisphere, because it's really a nice summery month. And so because of that, you start to get out there more and enjoy the events with your loved ones. Maybe some of you will go to some concerts, or we get wedding invitations and barbecue invitations, right? But whatever you are doing in this third week, your relationship or a relationship takes center stage. Okay, so it could be romantic, but it could also be a friendship or just a partnership. Okay, but I feel like if you have been feeling disconnected with that Five of Pentacles, or lonely or unsupported as of recent, I feel like that kind of goes away with that Two of Cups. I feel like you may have been, but now you're getting back to a better place and you're moving forward again with that Chariot. Okay, you're moving forward with determination despite that feeling lonely or perhaps feeling unsupported or disconnected. Okay, so if you do meet somebody, you are no longer disconnected. If somebody from your past shows up, you could be just starting to feel supported again and feeling much better in general. Okay, in this third week, I feel healing is really possible. And if you have been distanced from someone you care about, like maybe somebody's gone away for a number of weeks because they don't work in the city that you're in, or they live in a different city than you, I feel like that there's a reconnection and a renewed effort with that person. Okay. Some of you are going to want to have some kind of romantic evenings with your honey. Okay. And to plan something special for the two of you, if that's your situation. Okay. Now, week 4, 10 of Cups, clarified by the Hermit and the Page of Cups. So you end the month in a nice, emotional, fulfilled state. A month of family and love and blessings, right? The 10 of Cups has a rainbow on it. Okay, there is a lovely family in that image: husband, wife, child, dogs. Okay, regardless of what the genders are here, it's family, it's gathering, and it's blessings. And from that comes fulfillment. All right, so if you start a relationship, it's much more fulfilling. Okay, if you have been feeling on the outs, things start to be much more fulfilling. If you have not been in a balanced situation and things were chaotic, now things start to feel much more balanced and more together, more aligned. Okay, happiness, a lot of happiness in that card. Okay, you've learned some valuable lessons with that Hermit, and you've learned those lessons about yourself. But the Page of Cups also says, you know what? I've learned some lessons, but now I'm open to more. I'm open and to any fresh possibilities that are going to come my way. Okay? Remember that happiness comes not because everything is perfect, my friends. Happiness comes because you find peace within yourself and you give up on the resistance and you open up to possibilities and you say, all right, world, all right, universe, all right, divine, I'm ready. Bring it to me and show me the way and show me the light and show me the direction. And I just follow the path because this is a journey you're on. Okay. And I feel like this is a beautiful ending to a month of sort of healing and balance for you. All right, Libra, I'm going to get you an oracle message. Let's see what this watercolors oracle deck wants to add. What message would you like to add to this reading for Libra for July? Okay, you have the Peaceful Coexistence card. 1 second, I'll show it to you and I'll read it to you. Peaceful Coexistence. And it says, cultivate harmony within and around you, fostering peaceful relationships with others and the world. Yeah, to me, that's about finding balance. Coexistence is balance, right? So nice tie in to your reading here, my friends. And that's where I'm going to leave it. And I hope something resonates. I'd say don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you again soon. Until then, I am, as always, wishing you divine light and love.